Hey everyone, SDM Kahuna back again, and this time I'm bringing you some Forza Motorsport 6 gameplay. It's been a little while since I posted anything on the channel, my apologies for that, but taking a little bit of a break, just catching up on some other things. Life happens, what you gonna do about it? But today we are racing the 2006 Lancer Evolution MR, which is an Evo 8 for anybody who cares. At Road Atlanta in the club circuit. I believe this is the Super Street US Tour, one of the startup racing kind of leagues, setups, sessions in Forza Motorsport 6. I've only really logged maybe about 6-7 hours tops in Forza at the moment in time, and I have to say I'm impressed with it over and above 5. Definite improvement in structure. I do like the fact that you can earn money at a rate where I don't have to spend real cash to buy cars unless they're DLC packs and I really want. That being said, a few minor niggles that really kind of annoyed me right off the bat, and I can see this being something that wouldn't affect people who play the game with a control pad. But the fact that the opening section of the game forces you into a race where all assists, mods, and everything are turned on. Basically, you just have to turn the car. You accelerate, it brakes for itself, and you turn left and right, that's about it. That was kind of annoying. I wanted to kind of cut in straight away, get the wheel set up. But then it forces you on another couple of races before you can actually get back to the menu. And I use the Thrustmaster TX wheel in my setup, and the force feedback was up 100%. No, actually, I found that too high. Your mileage may vary, but when it feels like I'm driving a goddamn Leyland DAF 6-ton truck with rack and pinion steering and no power assistance, that's not fun when you're driving a little Honda S2000. It shouldn't feel like that, but those minor niggles aside, once I actually got back to the menu and was able to set up my dead zones and configure the force feedback, I've been getting to grips with where to drive it. So I'm going to do possibly a full review of the game once I've had a bit of a chance. I'm waiting on a few people that I know to hopefully pick up the game, and I can get a little bit more into the multiplayer side of it, and once I get a little bit further into the single player, give you a more informed and accurate synopsis of the game. But what can you expect? Just, well, if you've ever played Forza before, the handling is pretty much exactly the same as I'd say every version since about 4 onwards. The tire deformation model they're using is very good. It's very intuitive. The force feedback certainly gives you a lot of positive reinforcement with regards to understeer, and a little bit generous on self-centering and correction for drifts when you're spinning it. That's no bad thing. That will help you recover the car. The fact the wheel kind of pulls in the direction of the spin rather than the steering kind of lighten up as the loss of traction, I find that a little counterintuitive, but it's no bad thing. It doesn't stop you from driving the car aggressively. As usual, I find the brake bias and balance on Forza to be... It's very easy to lock the wheels up. So much so that basically any more than a third to 40% brake travel is probably a safe bet for feathering. So, all in all, a very familiar feeling game, and been retweaked and kind of tarted up. I mean, the graphics are certainly nice, 60 FPS. Can't argue with that. Doesn't look too bad at all. One thing I'm looking forward to doing, one thing probably will be the next video, is I'm going to do a graphics comparison between this and Project Cars. Now, this isn't going to be a very fair test because I'll be using Project Cars on the PC versus the Xbox One, and obviously you have to allow for the fact that the Xbox doesn't have anti-aliasing. It's running in DirectX 11 with an older GPU. APU even versus what my PC's got. So, but it'll be interesting to see a side by side how the tracks look. I always think that the track detail that Forza's come up with isn't too bad. 9 times out of 10, I'm just looking for a damn Apex anyway, so it's really difficult to take in the eye candy. But there's a decent level of track detail. The deformation, dust, laid down rubber, you know, it's not unpleasant to look at. And certainly the Forza Vista cars are very nice to look at. It's like having your own car museum and personalised supercar collection that you can dawdle around at your leisure. But yeah, bit of a gimmick. Doesn't really add much to the game, but it's nice to look at. Certainly very pretty. But yeah, so initial impressions are very positive. Aside from a few setup hiccups to begin with, which did put me on the back foot with the game, I have enjoyed what Forza's given me, and I prefer the fact that it's slightly less obtuse. Forza Motorsport 5 felt very much cut down and very much rushed. I get that. Launch title game, they had to get it out there, but this I've had a bit more time to work with. We've got rain, we've got night driving. To be honest, those, much like Forza Vista, strike me as more gimmicky than anything else. I don't really feel they add anything to the game specifically, but it's nice to have them, and certainly the rain effects in the cockpit are very impressive. Not quite Drive Club with the G-force moving the water across, but yeah, it's nice to have. But there we have it, ladies and gents. So quite a tight little race against the AI there. The Drivatar for AJ giving me plenty of grief, but yeah, managing to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Quite a tight little race there. But again, folks, if you like the video, please like it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you on board. Please leave some comments, give us some feedback, positive, negative. The more I know, the more I can do. But again, it's been fun having you guys here. This is SDM Kahuna signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.